the hot stage of the war may end in 2024, provided the unity of the allies and according to the plan that Ukraine is preparing for the peace summit. President of Ukraine Volodymyr Zelenskyy stated this in an interview with the BBC. He also did not rule out that the war could be ended with a diplomatic settlement at the negotiating table in the event that Western countries put pressure on Moscow.
It will depend on partners who will put pressure on Russia so that Russia agrees to sit down and think about ending the war. It doesn't mean that all the territories are won back by force. I think that the power of diplomacy can help.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelenskyy also noted that the possible victory of Donald Trump in the November elections could complicate the fight of Ukrainians against Russian aggression. However, the White House assured that support of Ukraine remains unchanged.
We are, the United States, not going to force Ukraine to surrender any of its territory because we understand that if Putin is allowed to conquer Ukraine and subjugate its people, any of its people, the consequences would be severe. He and dictators all around the world would be just emboldened, and we think that the world would be a much more dangerous place. John Kirby, United States National Security Council Coordinator for Strategic Communications, in an interview with the American Presidency Project.
Earlier, the American Institute for the Study noted that Moscow's conditions for peace negotiations are tantamount to the surrender of Ukraine, and they indicate Putin's disinterest in honest negotiations on any terms other than Russian ones, as the president of Ukraine emphasized the whole world must put pressure on Russia to force it to come to the negotiating table to end the war. He also noted that Russia should take part in the second peace summit. It is scheduled to take place before the US presidential elections in November.
In the West, many politicians say that we need to think about some sort of diplomatic path. Ukraine says, okay, let's discuss these diplomatic options, but Russia is not ready to discuss anything. Until the US presidential elections, Russia will simply play for time, saying either yes or no, constantly hint at something, but at the same time avoid any concrete actions. And in order for it to be ready, it is necessary that Ukraine has the appropriate resources.
Ukraine has signed a security agreement with 25 countries, in particular the Czech Republic and Slovenia joined. This was announced by Volodymyr Zelenskyy following his visit to the UK to participate in the summit of the European political community. The agreements provide for increased cooperation in the military technical sphere. According to the document, Prague plans to continue to help Ukraine obtain artillery shells of 154mm and 122mm calibers with the support of partner countries. In turn, Ljubljana will assist in training within the framework of the EU military assistance mission to Ukraine. Reported by Diana Kolesnik, Христина Домбровська, UATV News.